Welcome. Thank you for being here. If you wouldn't mind giving us a like, and consider going ahead and subscribing as well, that would be fantastic. And if you really want to go the extra mile, go down to the description below and click the Patreon link. Lots of cool stuff going on there. As always, I love you, and enjoy the show, guys.
Builders in the Void. A story by user DrunkRobot97. Chapter 10. Longmaraiodh. Asteroid mining? Dangerous? Aliens have always struck me as an odd bunch. Not to generalize, of course, that would make me no better than those damned apes. But there was that one thing they all had in common that felt so strange. They all thought we were crazy, living up here doing this work. My entrance into adulthood wasn't as smooth as I would have liked. I started off brilliantly. My girlfriend, Natalia, and I earned our degrees. We married. Then we soon expected a child. A baby girl. I was terrified of screwing up, but every night I would lay there awake and think of teaching her how to talk and walk and read. Our first day at school. Her first EVA. Then a long time after that, her leaving for college and getting ready to live on her own. Then the Dracus hierarchy threatened to destroy the human race. My degree was in civil engineering, so I got drafted into the sappers. Not the most dangerous job, laying down bridges and clearing minefields, but I would still be gone for a very long time. I had to promise Natalia I would stay safe, that I would come back. She would be drafted with me if it wasn't for the baby. I think she was about 8 months pregnant the day I left. Everybody in the fleets is asked by their friends at some point, "What was the last thing you did before getting on the shuttle?" I just stood there, staring at my growing child in her mother's womb, and apologized for not being there for her first few birthdays. I'm not going to tell you about the war. It's difficult, thinking about it sometimes. Go watch a documentary or something, read a book if you want dates or battles. But it did teach me a few things about the universe, lessons that are still with me to this day. After the war, families of veterans were given funds to help them settle down somewhere. Land for heroes and all that. Most went to the new cities of the greenhouse worlds. Once inhospitable planets terraformed into somewhere livable. We chose somewhere a little, different. Natalia had found a job at a factory in the Hubble Belt, in the system we lived, making parts for infantry armor. We used to live on an O'Neill, but this place was different. She told me it reminded her of a ship, or a submarine in those old vids. The factory was built into the side of an asteroid, positioned so it was blocked from the sun. You could look out a window and see nothing but a screen of stars, each one sharp and distinct. I asked her if it felt cramped or sterile. She replied that, surprisingly, it didn't. The place was clean. The factory floor by necessity, of course, but living quarters were allowed to be personalized to an extent. Her room was well lit, smelled fresh, there were enough toys, other children, and soft surfaces for the baby. Emily, she called her. She could walk to work, to the school, and to the shop. It was a village, not an ant farm. It was peaceful. I came back home far better off than many other kids, but I was tired. Dirt and rain and wind was just so disconcerting, so alien when I was done. I arrived at Natalia's factory, and I had finally met Emily face to face. She was so big. We started planning for the future. The factory was nice, but we needed somewhere bigger for Emily. We found 2 vacant spots still within the Hubble, on a mine. We took them as soon as we could. It took me a while getting used to the lack of grass, but then again, during the war I had spent enough time digging up grass to last me a lifetime. It surprised me how similar expanding out a mine on an asteroid was to my work in college and in the fleets. And Natalia adapted easily to working a TBM. Emily made new friends and started school. Life went on. I know what you're thinking. How could he overlook the sheer danger of it all? Yes, it's true that death is a few meters of bulkhead away. If life support and all backups failed, we would suffocate. Every EVA is dancing with the devil. To you, it seems uninhabitable. Let me ask you something. Is a forest habitable? Is a hill or mountain range habitable? What about steppes, marshland, deserts, tundra? None of those are, for a monkey that just climbed down from a tree in East Africa. But people still live there. They work, find love, have kids, even though common sense says they shouldn't. Every day, I wake up, take a shower, have breakfast, walk Emily to school, walk to work, put on an EVA suit, and step out into the vacuum of space, even though I shouldn't be able to. But that's the thing. I shouldn't be able to. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate you. It's an interesting one. I mean, it's kind of all over the place as far as the prose goes, but I like it. I like Builders in the Void in general. I'm almost done with the peace arc. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 after this. 4 left, and then that peace arc will be done. Gregor will edit that for you guys and put it up for the patrons. And each individual piece will be out one Friday a month for the foreseeable future, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is going to take over a year. Maybe about a year, actually, since at least one of these is going to be combined into, or at least 2 of these are going to be combined into one. But yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Feed the algorithm. It requires souls. I mean, likes. Yeah, what is, when was your first kiss? What was the first kiss you got, from, another, person that you liked, not your mom or, some shit like that. I mean, like, you know what I mean. For me, it was actually 5th grade. Katie D. I'm not going to say her last name because that is doxing and that's wrong. Even though there's probably a billion of them. Anyway, guys, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all! Haha. Oh, boy. We're going to get more Builders in the Void. Oh, yeah.